With that, Clay will take some opening questions, please, or comments.
All righty, guys. Thanks for having us today. Good game for our football team. 1-0 on the week. Have to start off by commending our defense. Once again, I thought they led the way right from the start. We talked about really trying to make the Washington State one-dimensional and try to shut down a back that had 119 yards. Per game. And all of a sudden you look up and we have 73 total rushing yards. That allowed us to really have some third down situations where, we could get out after the quarterback and produce 4 sacks and 3 turnovers. And I just thought it was just a consistent display defensively across the board. Thought we really started out hot, and the playmakers did an amazing job. There's a reason that C is on Amon-Ra St. Brown's chest because he's an unselfish player. And you go 3 games and you're not in the end zone. And he and I talked about it and said, don't change a thing this week. Touchdowns that come in bunches. And he's just played the same unselfish, physical, tough game each and every week. And you look up and he has 4 touchdowns on the day and really set the tone early to be able to separate from a good Cougar football team. I thought Kedon was extremely accurate in this game, 25 of 32, 5 touchdowns. Didn't play our best ball in the second half, so there's always some stuff that we can correct offensively. But to get a 25-point win, 16 last week, 25-point win this week, this team is making progress each and every week. So 1-0 on the week. Now we got to turn the page. We've got a short week coming up against a really good team that's hot right now, a crosstown rival in UCLA that's doing a really good job. And we've got a lot to play for, and that's what you want in December. So with that, I'll take any questions that you have.
And we'll start with Pete Arbogast.
Coach, we were talking here in the press box during the first half when the game was still really a game and things were going really well at that point about the emotion on the sideline. There's no fans in the stands, obviously, but it looked like a whole different level of emotion. Where does that come from? Does it come from the coaches? Do the players do that themselves? How does that manifest itself? Is it organic?
I think it's been that way. It's really the last 2 games. We've celebrated with each other. And to be honest with you, we're just thankful to, get the opportunities. What we said, before we walked out to take the field, that, man, is this not a gift given by God, that blesses us and guides us through a really hard situation last week and allows us to come out and play this game. And so it's so awesome to be able to see these guys who love each other so much and play for each other so much, just have fun together over the last 2 weeks. And it's been neat to see what they can be, and they keep improving each and every week, and they celebrate each other's victories and successes and support each other. And that's what you want from a family, and that's what you want for your team.
We'll go to Sean Cody. Did you have one?
Yeah, Coach, Sean Cody up here in the booth. Coach, we saw you guys in the dime package all night with that 6 defensive backs back there. Obviously, you're down a linebacker going into the game. Was that game plan drawn up because of necessity of not having another linebacker, or was that the game plan going against this offense?
I thought Tio did an amazing job. We walked in and we were really nervous. When you looked at them skill-wise, you looked at the 2 slot receivers and you looked at the running back and how much yardage and production that they were putting up, and they were attacking every inch of the field. RPO game on the perimeter, vertical shots in between the tackles with the back, the quarterback creating. And we really felt like we needed to put the maximum number of athletes that we could on the field. So great package by T.O., practiced it all week. It allowed us to be able to, all of a sudden, Talanoa was the Mike linebacker. There were some times that even Drake in some of the fronts was the Mike backer, but really creative. And I thought, for a young quarterback, especially in the first half, it was hard to get a hold of and really figure out. So extremely creative by T.O. and credit to the kids because they really dove into it this week, perfected it, and then brought it to the park on game day.
Okay, we have a lot of questions lined up, so please limit your questions to 1 each. Ryan Karchi.
Hi, guys. Amon-Ra, first off, 4 touchdowns in the first quarter. Have you ever had a game, anything like that? And Kedon, as a follow-up, what was really working well between that connection with you and Amon-Ra?
Yeah, so the last game I remember having four touchdowns in the game is actually my first game in high school as a junior. That's the last time I had 4 touchdowns in one game. So for it to come today was actually crazy for me. You know, in college to score 4 touchdowns is very, very uncommon. So I'm just glad my teammates and my coach had trusted in me.
Sorry about that. I think for us offensively, it wasn't necessarily, I think Amon-Ra had probably like 3 or 4 receptions and 4 touchdowns. It wasn't like he was getting the ball every play. So it was awesome that he got to score every time. But at the same time, we were getting the ball out to everyone, and everyone's just executing and playing excited. I think that's the biggest difference from when we're playing well and when we're not, is really just playing excited and executing and doing your job.
Let's go to Antonio.
Kedon, you told us you needed to play better for this offense to kind of do what to reach its potential. Did that feel more like you're used to tonight?
Yeah, and not just for myself. I think across the board, everyone was kind of doing their job and playing excited. Again, especially in that first half, offensive line's blocking well. You have a nice pocket for me to step up into. The receivers are doing their job, getting to their spots. It makes my job easy. So, really is testament to how well everyone else played around me.
Ryan Young.
Clay, what you think of the freshman offensive lineman, Portland Ford, Jonah Monheim, and how much work did that unit get together in practice this week?
Yeah, really proud for them, Ryan. We kind of knew early in the week that Cortland would have to start in this game, and he got a lot of work. And Jonah got the opportunity to come in late. When we pulled in, when we decided all of a sudden we lost Liam, and we put him in at guard. And tell you what, did a nice job. He's been at right tackle the majority of the time, working there, but did a nice job of filtering in at guard, and then got some tackle late. So credit to both kids. Excited for them. Casey Collier got in late there. It was nice to get some of the future of this O-line in. And I thought Cortland, for the most part, we'll watch the film, but it was awesome. I thought AVT and Brett, they told me yesterday, said, "Don't worry, Coach, we got our baby. We're going to take care of him," and they did. They really did. I thought they had him prepared, had him ready, and he played a really good game. I'm looking forward to watching the tape, but you can expect a lot from him in the future. He's going to have a fabulous career here.
Adam Grossbart.
Amon-Ra, you had that shrug after you had scored your 3rd touchdown. Just, what's going through your brain as you're doing that? And just, what was the level of fun that you guys were having, there early in the first quarter?
Yeah, I think as an offense, we were just clicking. I feel like this is the first time, as receivers that we felt like we were getting more man looks early on in the game. The first 3 games I felt like as receivers, we felt like, we're getting a lot of cloud looks, a lot of zone. And they came out early playing man, and that was something that, we love man as receivers. We love one-on-ones, and we just, we came out, played well, came through great balls, and we made plays.
Shotgun. Shotgun, are you on mute?
Sorry. Hey, Clay, how much concern is there with the run game after only having 5 yards in this one?
Like we said earlier, I wish we could have run it a little bit better in the second half. But with the 7 and 8 man fronts we were looking at in cover 1, cover 3, some zone pressure, they really challenged us early, and we have not seen that very much as far as saying, okay, let's see if you can pitch and catch and hold up in protection. And I thought the guys hit on all cylinders. Obviously there's a lot of bright spots in the game, and there's a lot of things that you wish were a little bit better. I look forward to watching the film in the second half, where I thought we could have run it a little bit better, especially towards the end, and we'll see what happened. But again, you win by 16 last week. You win by 25 this week. I really feel that the offense is really starting to click. Want to be able to have that run game go along with it and take some pressure off of Kedon. And I know it will. But the one thing I will credit Graham with, he loves to take what the defense gives you. And if you're going to play that much cover 1 and cover 3, you may get a pass every down. And so we took advantage of it early, and then we started getting some too high looks in the second half. I wish we could have took a little bit more advantage of in the run game.
Let's go to David Ramirez.
Coach, I know the passing game was working, and like you said, there's a lot of turnover in the offensive line. But I'm just curious, what do you think in terms of the running game? One sec, sorry. In terms of the running game, I know you said you had to look at the film, but just specifically from what you can see from now and just your observations, what do you think is going on with the run game?
Again, let me watch the tape, and I get to talk to y'all again on Tuesday. So I look forward to. I'll answer every question you got, but I don't want to guess. I did think we had some advantageous looks in the second half that should have got a little bit more out of the run game, but we're going to celebrate all wins right now, and that 25-point victory is a good one. Obviously, there's some things that we can continue to correct. But as you see, I think this team is improving with each and every game. So I know we'll find something to talk about. I know you'll bring to the table. So I look forward to talking about it more on Tuesday. Thank you.
Nathan Ackerman.
Yeah, this is for anybody. There was some speculation that there might be some rust to start things off tonight after having missed the last week and obviously not practicing as much as you normally would. How did you guys avoid that? And then players, obviously you two were probably the stars of the first quarter and the first half. So how did you guys adjust to the speed of the game after not having played for 2 weeks and not getting as much practice time as you normally would have?
I can start off there and then I can pass it to them too. I really thought during this week of practice, it was almost like, and I think Ross said it, it almost felt like a bye week. And you could see how fresh the guys were in practice this week and how much they were flying around. And I credit them. They know we've talked about how important December, you always want to play meaningful games in December. And here we are, and we've got the opportunity to continue to lead our half of the league, and needed this one tonight, how well Colorado's playing right now. So it was an important game for us, and I thought these guys were really fresh during the week. They brought excitement with it to the park. Rob, what?
Yeah, like Coach said, I think for us, for receivers, we ran a lot. Even as a team as a whole, we felt like it was a time for us to get our legs back underneath us. Obviously, some time away. We don't like being away from football for so long, but I think the few days off helped us get our legs back underneath us. And then I remember coming back on Tuesday for practice, and I just felt fast. I remember some of my friends, some of our teammates telling us, my legs feel good, I feel fast. And I felt great that whole week. Obviously, we had some linemen out, so it was kind of different practice for us. But as receivers and quarterbacks, our timing, we were able to get a lot of routes in, a lot of throws in, a lot of one-on-one reps. So, we practiced great. We felt great all week, so it wasn't too bad for us.
Just to add, I think going into the Utah or after the Utah game offensively, we felt, especially at skill positions, we thought we could play a lot better. And with the situation we were given, we were going to have a tough task against us to kind of fill that role against Colorado. And I thought those two practices that week were really solid practices. So that kind of carried over to this week. And, I felt offensively we had a lot to prove going into this game against this team.
We're going to have time for 2 or 3 more questions, and we'll go to Ryan Abraham.
Hey, Kedon, everyone's talking about, some of your throws before. You looked great today. I think you completed like 17 passes in a row. How did the COVID bye week kind of impact you, and how did you feel coming out of it?
Again, like I said, I was really excited to get to the Colorado game. I felt again against Utah, not my worst game in the world, but I felt like we left a lot out on the table as an offense. So I was really looking forward to that Colorado game, and really I think that just carried over to this week. I think as a whole offense, really, I think we're looking forward to going out there and putting a lot of points up. And again, with our situation up front, we were going to throw the ball, and we knew the looks we were going to get, that we were going to throw the ball as well. So those opportunities kind of presented themselves.
Tickney?
for Coach, you mentioned a little bit earlier, but can you kind of elaborate more about the job you thought Talanoa Hufanga did for you, and just kind of how you've seen him grow into a larger role on defense, whether he's at safety or sometimes you need him to play Mike linebacker for you?
Well, he's one of the smartest players I've ever had the opportunity to coach, and he's so football instinctive. We ask him to do so much. I mean, he plays in the post, he plays in the box, he can play man. When he pressures, he can be a real detriment and a good matchup on a running back to beat him in protection at 215 pounds. So he's a complete player and such a great playmaker. I think that's his third interception. And man, what a special play. When he hurdled the guy, I was like, oh my goodness, we've taken it to another level now. So just a special player that we're so thankful to have. And that's what he said. I mean, he actually came over tonight. He said, Coach, that's why I'm here. I want to be able to help this team make big plays. And I want to be able to help win a championship. And he made some special plays tonight. He's playing really good football.
We'll go last one from Ryan Karchi.
Kedon, just two quick questions really quick. I know it seemed like you hurt your left arm at one point in the game. How is that feeling? And also, what was your experience like just having such uncertainty on the offensive line heading into this or throughout this week and then coming into the game with a new starter in Cortland?
Yeah, my arm's fine. It's just, hit my funny bone kind of weird. So my fingers were kind of stuck for a second, but, fixed itself after a drive. So I'm good. And up front, obviously, you had some guys go down and not be around, but, I have a lot of confidence in those guys, guys like Cortland, guys like Casey, they're really good football players, and obviously they're young, they're still learning, they're still going to get a lot better. But, like Coach said, they're really good football players. They're going to be really good by the time they get there. So I didn't feel too worried there. And, Coach always gets a good game plan to, take care of that as well.
Okay, Coach Kedon, Amon, thank you very much for joining us. Media, thanks for joining. We're going to end it here, and we'll post the recording on our media center in a few minutes. Thank you.
Right on, guys.
Thank you.